guys, well, we're here underneath the Loadstar. I don't know if you can see it. Look at all that moisture. So we know we've got a pinion seal leak. You can actually see it dripping right there. It's a brand new seal. I'm 95% sure that the dealer got me the right seal. I think the problem is the pinion yoke itself. I suspect that it's got a groove worn into it. So on the docket for today is to get the U-joint puller out, get this joint out of here, and pull that yoke out of there and see what we see. The other issue we've got is an oil leak. As you can see right there, pretty good puddle. That's just from after I parked it. I've looked down from the top of the motor and it looks like it's coming down the back side. Now I've got some moisture right here. That's the transmission tail shaft, but it's not out of, no, I don't know if you can see that, but the right there, same spot we were just talking about in the back, that tail shaft is dry. I can see the seal face. Everything was good. I do have some moisture there, but I think that could be oil getting flung by the drive shaft. Looks to me so you may have noticed I've got the doghouse off. Clearly we've definitely got, this is where our leak stems from. I was worried it was going to be a liner cover, but I think it's really just dripping past those. I'm centering on that thing right there, that little cover potentially being the issue. Doesn't look like it's valve cover. It's not coming from that high. We do also have some black coming out of these cylinder liners. Obviously that's, that's blow by is what that is. Not cylinder liners, but exhaust ports, and obviously I've got bad exhaust gaskets, so that's part of an issue. Kind of strange, just those two, but we obviously got a couple cylinders that aren't as happy as the others. But this is an old motor, and we didn't do a thing to it other than reseal the blower here. I know I do see, you can see that there is a pattern on the blower, where this blower shaft comes through. So I might try to cinch those T-bolt clamps, not actually that one in particular. So it looks like we might be leaking a little bit there, but I don't think that's it. So I think ultimately what we're gonna have to do is run this thing. So get her started and see where it's leaking. I'm gonna snug a couple things first. We do a little inspecting and see what I find, but yeah, luckily not too bad to get to with the doghouse.
All right, guys, if you can hear me, I've revved this thing a couple times. Clearly, I need to do a exhaust manifold reseal. We got a pretty right there. I cleaned all this up with brake clean. Look at the leaks and the nut. Now these two nuts here, they're pretty loose. That liner cover, whatever you want to call it, bolt was pretty loose. And these bolts, these T-bolts were loose. So I snugged everything up.
Well, guys, I don't know. I only ran it for about 5-10 minutes, so it's really hard to tell. But all I got was this seepage out of the exhaust port, so that's definitely on the to-do list. We're gonna have to take some time at some point. I don't know if it'll be this year, but at some point. Not too bad of a job. Not easy, but not horrible. Take that downpipe off and take the manifold off and clean it all up, paint it with some high temp paint, and get a gasket kit, reseal it. I got some turns out of a couple of those, but it's just the gaskets are shot. So at any rate though, but you know, I don't see, after running for 10 minutes, I don't see any moisture. You know, I brake cleaned everything off by and large. So we may have solved it. I think more than likely the main issue was that guy. That's the drive shaft. Comes off the rear gear drive and drives the blower. I think that was actually the major leak originally when I bought the truck. And I got all new, you know, gaskets and rubbers and clamps and everything, but I think was the big part of the problem. So we'll leave the doghouse off, and next time we get a nice day and I can drive it, I'm gonna drive it with the doghouse off, take it for a spin, see what we get, and let that help determine if I think we've solved it or not. But I've got my fingers crossed. I feel pretty good about it. All right, so here's that pinion yoke. When I mic the wider portion, I get 2.99 and 95 thousandths. This is really hard to get in there, but it's loose then. When I mic the seal face, it's not by much though, 20 or 30 thousandths. I don't know how much, but I definitely can't pull it out once I hold pressure right there at that 2.99 and 65, 70 thousandths. It will not pull off the shaft. So I don't know how well you guys can see that, but there is a definite ridge right there. I can feel it. So I think that's our problem. You can see where it's pitted up pretty good. Focus. I don't know if it'll show the ridge very well. Probably not, but regardless, I'm gonna take this up to my my drive shaft shop, see what they think, tell them what I got going on. Because and by the way guys, two tools that I'm convinced I wouldn't be able to work on trucks with. One is that 3/4 Milwaukee gun. The other is that, it's not a Tiger tool. It's the imitation OEM tool, but man, that thing is awesome. Both things. So when we get underneath here, you can see that seal inside there. You know, it's brand new. And it's in really good shape. There's no tears in it. No nothing. So I'm thinking the problem has got to be in that yoke. So I'll see what they think. Either that or I just didn't have that nut tight enough and the bearing preload wasn't right, allowing it to move around. But we're going to start with the yoke and see what happens. By the way, this little rod that goes between the two cylinders, the dump cylinders, which I've never hooked up, is awesome because it holds that shaft right in place. Swing it right out of the way, done deal. So anyway, okay, well I got paint drying on another project. I'm in here in the cab of the Loadstar trying to get this headliner installed. Now this is a piece I got from an international supplier. It's actually 3 pieces, so there's one for each side. This is the passenger side piece. Perfect match to the visors that came out of, I don't even remember, some other truck. But I don't really know what the intention is here. It doesn't fit amazingly. I don't know if this was supposed to go, I don't know, on something else, but this is what I got. So I am going to try my first attempt here at holding this thing up, and we'll see how it goes, is some self-adhesive hook and loop tape. So I'm just going to put a couple pieces along this one, then we'll get the other side in, and then we will do the big center section. I know it's really hard to see, but I've already taken off the air line off of the air horn, so we'll have to do some notching and cutting around that bad boy. But I don't know, so I'm gonna get after it. I'll bring it back when I'm done and we'll see how this works. All right, guys, well, I don't know how much. I mean, it's better than black steel that's been welded, but I think that this was, it doesn't fill the edges. I think this was intended to, excuse me, be on, work in conjunction with some of the remainder of the headliner. I don't know. So at any rate, I just don't know how you, I mean, I can always redo this. There's nothing wrong with it other than I cut one hole in it, but I suppose I could live with that. But it might work. What I'm thinking is if I had some foam, because once this were to fall down, I think it would fill the void a lot better. I just don't know how I don't know. I'm gonna run it like this, see if it stays up, see how it settles once it gets some heat, and we'll go from there. All right, fellas, well, that was a short little video on the Loadstar, but it was time to get back at it. It felt good to work on that truck. It's been a long time, been whatever it is, 6-9 months, I don't know. But it's been a while since I worked on it. Nice to start trying to get these little odds and ends buttoned up and taken care of, and I don't know if she'll be complete 100% by the next time she goes to a show, but she'll be that much closer. Thanks for watching. Take care.